What's good, Commanders fans? Not much good today. So I could have just went with the Commanders fans today for sure. But Dan Quinn did have his pressure. But Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Mike Garofalo, they came out with the report about an hour before the press conference happened. I'm happy that the national media got this out because the only reason why I'm not gonna say happy at all, but I'm just relieved that they gave this information is because Dan Quinn would have, like he just did in his presser, didn't say much. He did say a knee injury. He didn't specifically say what type of injury, but Mike Garofalo and Ian Rappaport were a little bit more transparent, saying a sprain. Ian Rappaport said that his status remains in doubt for the game against the Raiders, which is not good. Of course, Dan Quinn's not going to say that. He said that they're going to take all the way up until Friday, but of course, Marcus Mariota is capable. He did say that Noah Brown is a long shot, and also John Bates are long shots, which Noah Brown, every time he gets hurt, he's typically a long shot to play for the next couple of weeks. John Bates, that does hurt because he's our best blocking tight end. Like, he's one of the best blockers in the NFL. He's one of the best blockers on the team. You can argue he's a top number one blocking tight end in the NFL. He doesn't have to make a catch or anything at all. He had 0 catches on the season, but we know his role is going to be, and that's why he got paid. That's why he got a contract extension to do, or re-signed to do what he does best. But Jayden, I would just be cautious. I would not rush him back. I mean, if he is 100% ready to play this on Sunday, then okay. But this week and the Falcons game, if he needs to sit out and recover, I mean, I know there's PTSD from 2012 with RG3, of course. So I definitely understand that, but you don't want to rush him back. Could he play with a knee brace? We'll see. It was definitely a hip drop tackle. Hopefully the league steps in and fines number 55. I hope they do that. But Marcus Mariota showed that he's a capable backup, and he's been a starter in the NFL for years and years and years and years. Former number 2 pick, former Heisman, has won a playoff game, had a great game against the Cowboys where he won in the second half, where he came in for Jayden Daniels. The Panthers game where he came in where Jayden got hurt. The what other game did he play in last year? Panthers and the Cowboys game. That's those. I think those are the only 2 that he played. I can look it up, but I mean, we already know how he played those 2 games. He played really, really, really well. And he runs Cliff's offense well. He's a mobile dual threat quarterback, and that fits the scheme and what we like to do: up tempo, no huddle. So he's capable of doing all those things. Of course, he's not as good as Jayden Daniels, but he's one of the better backups in the league. He's probably a top 5, if not the best backup in the NFL. You could argue that after the way that he played last year, the 2 times that he came in, he played really, 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 really well, and he's a good motivational leader for Jayden as well, a good mentor. For Jayden. So I do want to get a quick word from Sleeper, and then we're going to get back to some of the injury updates and talking about signing Chase Edmonds. What's good, Commanders fans? Just wanted to give you guys a great deal with the promo code Oliver for Sleeper. Make sure you guys check out the Sleeper app. First time users, you get 100% deposit match up to $100 for your first time using Sleeper. Sleeper is a great fantasy app for all sports, especially the NFL. For more or less on player projections, you pick the more or less on the projections, like Terry McLaurin. Receptions, you can pick the more on that for 4.5 receptions on Sunday against the Giants. I'm taking more on that, and they also have great deals. Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, they have free squares, more than half a pass yards. They're going to step on the field and get that. So make sure you guys check out Sleeper. Also on Sleeper, you have a chance to 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy football on Sleeper. Check it out. Terms and conditions apply. So the pick, like I said, I'm giving for you guys on Sleeper is Terry McLaurin, more than 4.5 receptions, and then take the free square with Joe Burrow, more of a half a passing yard, which is just insane. It's just a great deal that they're giving. Free money, a free play that they're giving on Sleeper. Great deal. Terms and conditions apply on Sleeper. Like I said, first-time users, 100% deposit match up to $100. Click on the link down below in the description and use promo code Oliver. Let's get back to the video. Peace. All right, shout out to today's sponsor, Sleeper. Now, about Jayden, I know a lot of people are panicking. You know, how long is this going to take? Is it a PCL injury, a PCL sprain? Of course, there are some Twitter NFL doctors. A couple of the Twitter NFL doctors said that they didn't think Jayden was going to miss any time at all. Now, this was before the news came out. Like Deepak Chona on Twitter, Sports MD Analysis, medical doctor analysis on Twitter, he said on September 13th, which was 2 days ago, he says, video suggests PCL lean toward playing with a brace, likely dip in rushing. That was his Twitter doctor analysis on September 13th, which was Saturday. And then Dr. Chow said that he was not Pro Football Doc on Twitter said he's still not concerned about Jayden Daniels missing any time, but clearly he's going to miss time. It looks like he's not going to play on Sunday against the Raiders, and Marcus Mariota could potentially play 2 games in a row. It could be against his 2 former teams where they both those games could be revenge games against the Raiders and the Falcons, where those are winnable games. You look at the Falcons against the Vikings last night. That was a struggle bus game. That was a struggle game. Like, nobody really dominated. I mean, it was like, who really wants to win this game? And I fell asleep, so I'm not going to hold you like I watched a lot of it, but it was a struggle game. It was like 6-3 for the longest. Like, Michael Penix could barely move the ball. J.J. McCarthy looked awful. He got hurt. Carson Wentz is actually about to start next week because J.J. McCarthy's out. So neither team looked good. 22-6 the Falcons won, but it's not like the Falcons really looked good in the win. Like, they struggled in that win offensively, for sure. So, I mean, the Falcons is a winnable game. The Raiders is a winnable game. We'll see how the Raiders look tonight. The Raiders are a good team, though. They're a good team. It's not going to be a cakewalk at all. J.J. McCarthy threw 2 picks, and Michael Penix went 13 for 21 for 135 yards. Bijan had 22 carries for 143 yards, but I would just be very, very cautious. Like last year, he played through broken ribs, but a knee injury is different, especially in the style of offense that we run. His style of play, where he runs to set up the pass, and he just runs to make something happen. 4th and 3, he can run for a first down, but he can't do that with a hurt knee. That's just not gonna. He's gonna have to sit in the pocket and evaluate. And he's capable of doing it, but he's way, way better when he can move and put people on their heels, man. And the design runs are a big part of the offense as well. They're a big part of the offense. They really are. Especially with this offensive line with Josh Connolly struggling too. Like, if we had a super stout offensive line, Sam Cosby's back. Let's say we have a veteran right tackler, Josh Connolly comes out the gate playing like Trent Williams or Christian Darrisaw or something like that. Then okay. But the way the offensive line was on Thursday, which I get it. Their pass rush, the Packers pass rush is the real deal. And Max Crosby's the real deal too. So, and then the Falcons got some guys too, like James Pierce was playing really well, and it's another guy from Georgia, I think Jalen Walker, he's on the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken. He was playing pretty well last night too. So we have a tough pass rush schedule. Just like we have a tough running back schedule, we have a tough pass rush schedule. That's why Josh Collins is getting baptized every game, because he's not really getting a break, at all. And that's the NFL. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I do question Adam Peters changing him to right tackle and as a rookie, which I just didn't agree with the move to start. It was just a questionable move. It was an odd move, to say the least, for sure. So offensive line's been struggling, so you don't want to put your franchise guy. You got to think about it long term. Think about the 10-year franchise guy instead of, we got to be 2-1 or 2-2 when we have a backup that's capable of taking us to 2-1 or potentially 3-1 or 2-2 before he comes back. Like, let me see the schedule real quick. So. Raiders, Falcons are 2 winnable games. Excuse me. And then we play the Chargers at LA, which is going to be a tough one because Justin Herbert's playing really, really, really well. He's a really good regular season quarterback. And then we play the Bears at home October 13th on a Monday night. And Jayden does have a little bit more time to recover because he got hurt on a Thursday instead of a Sunday game. So you got to think about it that way. The Bears at home on Monday night, where I think the Bears are going to be 0-5 by the time we play them. They might be 0-6. By the time we play the Bears. So that might be the game where he comes back. We'll see. On a Monday night where he gets like an extra day of rest because it's on a Monday night. And then we play the Cowboys October 19th. So I think at the latest he would come back for the Bears game. But this is all speculation. We don't know. I mean, there's potential he could play on Sunday. Who knows? But I just wouldn't press it. And Aaron Rappaport said his status is in doubt. All right, Noah Brown, like I said, he's going to be out. John Bates out. They didn't talk about anybody else. They didn't talk about John Jones, who got hurt. I think John Jones might have came back in the game. Like I said, Noah Brown, you just can't trust him. And they elevated Chris Moore. They signed Jalen Holmes from the practice squad. So that was telling about Noah Brown. And then Dietrich Wise being hurt, they signed Jalen Holmes to the practice squad. So Chase Edmonds is a running back who played with the Cardinals with Cliff Kingsbury. So they have chemistry there. They have familiarity there. He played next to James Conner, played with Kyler Murray. He's more of a third down back, a scat back. His best year was in 2021 where he had 592 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. And then he also had 311 receiving yards with 43 catches and 11 first downs. 2020 he had a good rushing year. He had 97 carries for 448 yards and 1 touchdown with 4.6 yards per carry, which is really good. He had 5.1 yards per carry in 2021, which is really, really good. Very explosive, very shifty. Could make a guy miss in a phone booth in 2021. Now, I'm not sure if he's still capable of doing that. And then receiving-wise in 2020, he had 53 catches for 402 yards and 4 touchdowns receiving. And then 2021 is when Arizona made the playoffs with Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. I'm not sure if Zach Ertz was on that team too. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up to make sure. Then he was traded to then he signed with the Dolphins. Then he was traded to Denver in the Bradley Chubb trade. His numbers went down each year. They went from 592 yards rushing to 245. And then 2023, he had 176. And then he was placed on IR in 2024. He did not play at all last year. He is, let's see how old he is. Does he make us older? He's 29. So he doesn't make us too much older. He went to Fordham. He was a former 4th round pick. 5'9", 201 pounds as well. So he's real low to the earth and shifty as well. So I'm intrigued, man. He can make guys miss in a phone booth, force missed tackles and stuff like that. The numbers from 2020, I'm going to read you some PFF numbers here. So as receiving backs, he ranked 7th with 53 catches in 2020. 2020, he had 53 catches, so he ranked 7th among running backs per PFF. He ranked 6th for 402 receiving yards for running backs per PFF, 4 receiving touchdowns, which was tied for 3rd. 7.6 yards per reception, which was tied for 19th. Yards per route run, 1.32, which was tied for 14th. Percentage of catchable balls caught, 98.2%, which is number 2 among running backs. So that's really, really, really good. And he can be like the Austin Eckler substitute. That's basically what he's brought in for. He's not going to give you much as a runner, though, but as a third down receiving back, that's what he's going to give you. And then 2021, his best season, he had 16 missed tackles forced, 341 rush yards after contact, and 19 carries of 10-plus yards, which is really, really, really good. That's really, really good. So I'm intrigued. I get it. You got to turn back the clock. This is stuff from 3 years ago, and then he's coming off an injury. So I get it. You don't want to get too hyped up. But Dan Quinn did talk about Chris Rodriguez as well. So you're not going to have 4 backs. It's going to be Bill, C-Rod, and Jeremy McNichols, most likely. But I do want to see Chase Edmonds get some burn because he gives us what you're looking for. He's Austin Eckler light, and I do think you need that in your running back room for sure. So I do like the Chase Edmonds signing, familiarity there with Cliff. He also was on Tampa and didn't do much. He had 49 carries for 176 yards with Tampa in 2023, which is 2 yards. How many yards is that per carry? 3 yards per carry, which is not good. And then he had 14 catches for 81 yards with Tampa, so he wasn't used much at all with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. RAS score was not bad back in the day, back in 2018. His broad jump was elite, short shuttle was elite, 3-cone drill was elite as well. Kobe Buffkin. The Hawks are trading Kobe Buffkin. All right, 40-yard dash, 4.55, which is about average, 7.93 RAS score as well. This is score, which was 7.93 RAS score. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. But his game log as well in 2020, just a quick stat. He ran against the Rams. He had 12 carries for 120 yards against the Rams, which is really good. Those were some of his bigger games. That was his biggest game, and he had 15 carries for 81 yards against the Houston Texans in 2021 as well. All right, you guys, as always, Health Commanders, you guys let me know what you guys think. Don't be doom and gloom about Jayden. Don't be doom and gloom about this team, guys. He'll be fine. We got to play it a little slow. We can beat the Raiders. We can at least come out 1-1 against the Raiders and Falcons with Marcus Mariota for sure. So I know some people are disappointed who have tickets to the Raiders game for sure, that they're not going to be seeing Jayden Daniels play. But we got to play the long game with this guy. We don't want to RG3 him. So, all right, you guys, as always, Health Commanders, peace.